Hi, this is Steve Shaw. This is my wife Michele, and we're with the Shaw Group. We help people and families make informed decisions regarding their financial plans, and we are doing a podcast to help people out with those, and by providing tips and little strategies so you can implement and make small steps along the way. Oftentimes we realize you don't need big major steps. It's just consistent steps done over a period of time that has a compounding effect on this. So I'll go stop. We have four. When it comes to money, what happens is that people have real tight emotional reactions to money, and a lot of it has to do with how we were brought up and how, right, Michele?
Absolutely.
How were you in regards to money?
Well, let's see. I was brought up with lack. Like, we didn't have enough. Wait till payday. Don't rely on money. Money doesn't buy you happiness. I'm sure a lot of the same beliefs that go on today when it comes to the lack of money.
Money doesn't grow in trees.
Oh, yeah.
And money won't buy you happiness. All sorts of these negative things I
never heard that one, because money does make me happy. Just saying.
Well, that's why we're in finance, right?
That's true. That's why we're in finance. Got it.
And so there's like four emotional sort of hacks that you can start using today to help you stick to your financial game plan, because it's kind of like New Year's resolutions. You want to start, and the best intentions tend to go by the wayside.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Right?
I agree.
And a lot of it is just kind of having a great mindset when it comes to money.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, the main thing is find out your why. Where do you want to be? What do you want your goals to lead to? And so that's when we sit down with families. We basically show them, find them where do they want to be. They want to retire. They want to go to Hawaii. They want to go somewhere. Well, let's put a plan to get there. So when you have that clear vision in your mind, right?
Yeah, my vision is a trip half of the year, and then come back, and then go on a trip for another half of the year.
Well, we'll get to there at some point. But basically, so have your why. Focus on what you really want to get out. A lot of times people just live day to day, and they don't have that sort of like, well, let's go on vacation, but no, we're great at planning trips, right? One trip, two trips. People don't make the plan. Yeah.
Birthdays, weddings,
yeah, exactly.
Quinceañeras, we're great at planning all those things, but we just never plan for the future until it's there. And all of a sudden it's there.
So first tip one, focus on your big why of why you want to achieve that money. It'll help you save instead of like immediately something that you see right now.
Okay. Tip one.
Why? Tip one. And then two is what we talked about, understanding your deep beliefs about money. Money has, you have your subconscious when you grew up. For me, an example, my dad was always fairly tight with the money, and money wasn't available all the time. So I dealt with it with a scarcity mindset. And part of the reason why I got into this business too, as well, is to educate people to have a more abundant, think of it abundantly.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to kind of reframe how you think about money, instead of saying, I'm not very good at money at all.
I don't handle money well. I'm not good at it. I don't have enough. So all those limiting beliefs is, hey, money comes to me easily. I make, lots of money, or I have tons of money in the bank, or something like that. Is that what you're talking about, Steve?
Yeah. Or one thing, I am learning about my spending habits. I am learning how to put my money to better use. So you may not know now, but just that habit of always learning. And that's kind of we focus on education. And then a third thing is factor in your spending triggers, like what causes you to go buy something.
The car.
The car.
Yeah. Every time I'm in the car, I think I'm hungry and I need to go through a drive-through.
There you go, right? We go through the drive-through or something like that, or at a certain time of the day, or go to Starbucks and you keep spend $4 or $5 for a mocha frappuccino or whatnot.
Yep.
And so those add up after time. So you just know what you spend your money on. So just keep track of those. That's a kind of keep a checklist of how. So make a habit. Maybe at the end of the month, oh, this is what I spent. Oh my God, I spent that much at Starbucks.
I couldn't believe how much. Well, COVID, we were doing our taxes, right? And we were trying to put down all the stuff that we were spending on. Ridiculous spending out. Yep.
And then, but all in all, the fourth aspect is build a plan with forgiveness in mind too, as well. Be kind to yourself. We can't always put these things. What happens is people tend to beat each other up, right? When it comes to money, they beat each other, we beat ourselves up, and then you end up not doing anything. So just know that we're not all perfect, and those are. That's basically it for the 4 plans.
That one's a really good one because I can relate that when we're on a diet, right? So in the beginning of the year, you're like, oh, I'm going to get fit. I'm going to get a diet. And then all of a sudden, you eat that first chocolate bar and that goes into the next chocolate bar and the next, right? So putting a plan together with forgiveness in mind, like, oh man, I shouldn't have spent that. I shouldn't have bought that. Okay, well, each month is a do-over, right? Until it's done right.
And just remember this, people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. And that's all. Just put a plan in place. And so we're glad to have you here. And let's on to the show.
Yep. Hope you enjoy the show.
Hi, good afternoon, guys. This is Steve Shaw, and I'm with my wife, Michele. We're here at our podcast called Giving Back. And we interview local business leaders in the Tacoma area for their contributions to giving back to the community. And now we're honored to have on our show
Dionne Baldwin. She was born and raised in my favorite state of Hawaii. And I loved it. Lived there for 3 years. Wish I could go back. Dionne's always had a really entrepreneurial spirit, Steve. And she's been working in the coffee. She worked in the coffee industry for 13 years, which is near and dear to my daughter's heart. And so we have a lot of things in common. But what I like is she also started a community project called No More Hungry Nights, which I thought was pretty cool. And she raised clothing, food, gift cards, donations for struggling families. And today, Dionne is the CEO of her own company called Devoted to Video. So welcome, Dionne. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
So you were in the coffee business, huh? What did you do?
Well, I started out as a barista. I worked for a large coffee company, not the big green giant, but some of the other guys. And I started out there and then I ended up working in a couple of private shops, managing a local cafe. And I loved it. I really loved the community aspect of it. And it really taught me a lot about customer service, listening to people, and just trying to understand people better, like how we work and how we communicate, and taught me why community is really important.
Oh, okay. Now this was in Hawaii you were working?
No, I moved over here when I was about 6. I worked my coffee experiences from the mainland over here.
Okay, so you've been here for a while. That's right.
Yeah, I've been here for a while.
Oh, wow. And so you transitioned from the coffee business. Obviously this wasn't a career choice for you, right?
No, I learned a lot about what I wanted to do as an entrepreneur. I've always been an entrepreneur. Well, not always, but after my daughter was born, I really kind of took a look at my goals and what I wanted to do as a person and as a mom. And I raised my daughter on my own. And I just I didn't want to settle for working a couple minimum wage jobs and barely making it,
Yeah.
and having to start over or waiting for promotions and things. I really wanted to go get it myself and just be more free and less worry less about things like finances. So I started my own business. My very first business was before she was born, but I had a lot better success after she was born because I had that drive and that determination. And sometimes if I didn't go out and go get it and make it happen, then we weren't going to eat. So that was my deciding factor. So it really helped motivate me and help me grow up a lot.
So what was your first business?
My very first business ever was handmade cards.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
you make the handmade cards?
I used to, yeah. It's a lot different from video. I like video a lot better.
Exactly.
So, but it was a great start, and I learned a lot from every business that I have owned and created. I learned something very vital and crucial that helps me in the business that I have today.
So how did you transition to video? So obviously it was something you've been doing, or how did you take up doing that?
Well, I've been producing videos for about 9 years now, and just over the years learning more about people and customer service and how we relate to each other, a sense of community. The one common factor in all of my businesses and my jobs was people, wanting to relate to them, find out how I could meet their needs and solve their problems with whatever service I was offering. And so for the past 9 years, I've been producing video. So now video, or teaching people how to use video for marketing, is the service that I use. But really, just kind of like what most people do, it really is focused on people, understanding each other, finding out what people need. For me, it's getting to know business owners and what their goals are with video, how they want to convey their message to their clients, how they want to relate to their future clients, and how to use video for marketing, because really it's just about connecting people.
Right on. It's telling a story, right? So that's what I was telling a story. And then most people remember stories anyways. And so they can always relate to it, especially pictures.
Yeah.
So how has COVID been? What have you had to do with your business over COVID? Do you have to pivot? I mean, how is this affecting your business at all? Or is it?
Well, as far as meeting with people in person for video production, that changed. So that was something that wasn't able to happen. Coaching still, yes, but the need for video was still there. So I had to make sure that I really listened to clients and people that I connected with, because their need was still video marketing will help you get your message out there. It's going to help you connect with people, to check on them, to let them know if you're still working or what you have to offer, or if they could connect each other to resources. But people were so focused on, like, what are they going to do? How are they going to provide for their families? What about having their kids at home from school? So just saying things the same way wouldn't work with all those distractions. So really listening to people and taking the time to try to understand where they were coming from, that was something that I really wanted to make sure that I did, even more so than before, which is always important. So I've learned a lot there, just to learn how to, listen even better with everything that's going on and the changes, and be very understanding, and just stay gentle in guiding people with telling them, if you still want to use an effective marketing strategy, I know you've got a lot of stress, but how can I help you make that work for you? So one thing that I started doing with a stay-at-home order is the businesses that I would frequent, the local businesses that I would frequent, I started doing shout-outs or video shout-outs, letting people know where I'm spending my dollars when I have a choice, because these are businesses and people that I truly believe in enough to support their cause when time out of the house is limited.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's actually a great tool, because people go lots of places, and everyone's got a phone now, so they could always help businesses, right? That's a great tip,
Well, and people are on their computers and phones watching videos even more, because when you stay home more than ever before, in some cases there's more time to watch videos, or maybe not if there's a lot of kids that, need to be structured in the home. But overall, there has been an increase in videos,
Oh, wow.
or watching videos, I should say.
Yeah.
So what was your first video?
My first video, the first one that I ever actually produced, was a video of my daughter and I making a homemade bread recipe.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
if I remember right, you were involved in cooking too, as well, right?
I've had a food blog for 10 years, and that's what really started me with video. So we did that, and it was a great experience. We learned a lot, and I learned a lot about video production and editing, but it's just something that I stuck with over the years. There was something about it, because you can show a video multiple times, but it's not really like I'm speaking to the masses. It's like you're connecting with that one person watching the video, and you're replicating that process every time somebody watches it. So it's just, I really like how we can relate to each other through things like cooking or baking bread.
Yeah, Michelle said I should have started what you actually started, though, a vlog or blog about cooking and that. So
Yay, maybe we can talk about that sometime. I would love for you to start that.
Okay, well, that might be an idea.
I actually always wanted a place where people could just come in and learn how to cook, right? You go out for these amazing, we go out for these amazing deals and restaurants and stuff like that. And you're like, man, I really like to just make a nice dinner for us at home. How do I do that, right? And so that's kind of like how I wanted, like, just to have like little food stations, and then people would come in and it'd be like a date, and y'all could figure that out, because I still don't cook. That's why I have Steve.
Well, that's really cool, because you can connect with people even deeper that way, and people can really relate over food.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a foodie.
And so you were in the what was the impetus for you to start doing the food videos first when you did that?
When I did that, well, I started the blog itself when my daughter was little, and it just kind of was a hobby for us to do, because I figured, well, no matter what the income level was or where we were always going to eat, so it'd be something fun to do. And then I had some friends, actually a couple of friends, that were starting a video group for people that were food bloggers. So I was like, well, why not? Yeah. So I started that, and actually Lenny was definitely my video mentor and the coach for the group. And I just always thought things were insufficient, because I was like, well, I need a better this. I need to upgrade my gear and all this. And he's like, no, work with what you have. Like, do you not get it, Dionne? Like, you're relating to people that cannot be accomplished with fancy gear. People with fancy cameras and things, they can't connect with people the way that you sometimes can, because it was the raw, real phone video that I used to use to produce my food videos. And it was just, there was no barrier. It was just me and the people. And so he encouraged me to stick with that, because it was very impactful. So now I do use cameras for my video production, but I like to keep that relatability and that down to earthness with all my clients that I work with, so that people don't just scroll by the video going, okay, another ad, lame. Yeah. They actually stop and take notice and say, okay, this video is different. Now, we don't have to go banging pots and pans through the street, but just subtle things that are different, that don't just blend into the background, because 90% of consumers are saying that video helps them make a buying decision. That's 90% of consumers. Wow. And most of us can consider ourselves consumers online right now, right? Whether we go to a store or not, we're looking up product videos. So then we take that number. So 85% of the businesses that are using video as a marketing tool say that it's an important part of their strategy. And out of those people that are using video, 88% of the businesses that are using video for video marketing say that it has given them a positive return on investment. Because some video owners don't think about it. So when you pay somebody to produce a video or to schedule posts on your social media and create your social media marketing strategy, that's a time investment, not a time expense. You should be getting a return on your investment.
Absolutely.
And if people are doing that on their own and not seeing it, talk to somebody that can help them kind of troubleshoot and fine tune some things, because you're talking to people that are wanting to buy stuff.
Absolutely. And so what would be your target market for any business, or business in general?
That I like to work with? I love to work with businesses and organizations that don't have any video experience. In fact, video might intimidate them. They might maybe have put it off for a long time because it makes them nervous. They don't know where to start. Those are my people, because I love to come in and just get to know them. Like, okay, forget video for now. Let's talk. What about you? What do you want to accomplish? Who are you talking to? What's your purpose here? And then once we talk about that and we get all fired up about the cause, then by the time we're breaking out equipment, it's a little less intimidating, or they keep the end goal in mind so that they know, okay, so I might be a little nervous. I might have to, work through some things, but there's a goal in mind, and they want that goal more than they want to just sit and not let it happen anymore.
Nice. Well, that would be me, because I push video off as much as we can do. And actually, you and I have worked several times on the phone, right? And trying to do phone videos and giving great tips. So what are some other aspects of your business that you do for your business? Not just video, but what are other things that you do for your business?
I do coach people if they want to create a social media marketing strategy using video. So I coach them on that. And then actually in line with the video production, I have results-driven video campaigns where I can produce a video for someone, and they don't just pay me for the one-off video. I actually use it to help them get leads, and we can actually incorporate that into the social media marketing strategy, like looking at goals, who are you talking to, people don't know what to post, helping them kind of encompass that whole message and actually get it out there.
So what would you say, right now, people, businesses, they're all, with COVID being around, how would you say that a business can continue to thrive with COVID? Because people aren't going out as much as possible, as they used to, right? So how do businesses get people into the door and keep them thriving at this time? Would you have
Have any tips? Yes.
any tips on that? Yeah.
Definitely. It's going to surprise you, but use video. If you're a restaurant and you have parts of your tables taped off, shoot a video, like just grab your phone, turn it horizontal, for heaven's sake, horizontal, so we can see stuff, but show people what they'd be walking into. It reminds them that you're there. It lets them know they can come support you. Because I know if I see my favorite restaurant showing a video of how they have to adapt, and that reminds me that they're there. I mean, if they're my favorite, I might not know that they're open, right? So I can go spend my dollars there and say, hey, I want this business to succeed, and I'm willing to put my money on the line to do that. Showing a video and letting people know what they're walking in is great. Reminding them that you're there. It can be just as simple as that, or talk about a menu item, or incorporate that later in the day with showing a picture of one of your specials. Let them know that you have curbside available. Let them know if masks are required or not. Just talk to your people and start telling them that you're there, what you have to offer, and start that conversation.
So do we have a link or a website for you, Dionne, that we can have people go to for either coaching or some great tips for your business?
Absolutely. Yeah, my website is devotedtovideo.com. And if you have any questions, you can contact me through my website, or you can email me at devotedtovideo@gmail.com. And it's a judgment-free zone. So if you're scared, or you've neglected social media, or you've told yourself you're going to do video for years and you haven't, it's okay. I'm not going to judge you. I just want to help you get to know you. So there's no judgment there. You're free to contact me whenever you're ready. Anybody who's listening.
Right on.
Yeah.
So Dionne, you go to a networking group called Ignite You, correct?
I do.
Yes. And it's in Lakewood, and we're just going to do a small plug for that. But I see you always taking videos of the people there and how the networking is going, and what possessed you to do that?
Just really, well, so one of the founders of the group, Kieran and Sherry, they created the group, and Kieran, he inspired me to do that, because when I went, I was absolutely terrified the first time I went. I'm actually more of an introvert than people might think. First time I went in, I wanted to walk in and walk right out, but I did not.
Me too.
Oh my goodness. But he gave me an idea. He's like, well, why don't you start shooting video in the room? And taking that idea, just kind of like feeling out the room every time. If there's somebody that I wanted to shout out, or somebody that was super shy, like to be in a video with them. Because some people might not realize, but sometimes there's less pressure in a video if you're shouting someone out. You already know how awesome they are, right? So you don't have to remember a script. You don't have to perform. You can just say how awesome your friend is in the video. Keep it short and sweet. Sometimes that makes it easier. So just using video as the tool to shout out my friends and show people how easy it can be, and just boost their confidence a little bit, not just by promoting their business, but taking some time to show them that, hey, I see you and you matter.
Awesome. Awesome. Because I also know that as people did a 6-minute production about themselves, I saw your name keep coming up. Oh yeah, Dionne, help me with this. Dionne, help me with that, and blah blah blah. So it's also a great marketing tool for you as well, to go out into the public or into Ignite and just kind of showcase what you do and that you care, and that video matters. Video matters a lot for marketing.
It does.
For
And
businesses.
community matters. And in the networking group, I've made a lot of friends, you guys included,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people that have really encouraged me to fine tune my voice, and that have just helped me a lot, like personally, mentally, spiritually, and also with my business. So it's had a huge impact on my life. So it's great to give back.
Mm-hmm. So I have one last question for you, Dionne. Is when shooting your video with your phone, what are some good tips that you can just share with us on the online here?
Well, first of all, wipe it off. Because if there's any grease or film on it, you're going to have this white haze and it's going to be a little blurry. And that's not going to make you look as professional as you could be. I want you to look your best. If you're going to take the time out and brave it and hit that record button, wipe your phone off and make sure that greasy halo is not on it.
That's good really point. Good point.
Yeah. And then so if you're in it, I do recommend horizontal video. It's fine for Facebook Lives if you're just looking at you and it's vertical. But if you're anywhere where you want us to see something, keep it horizontal, because then you can be in part of it and then we can see the rest of it in the other part of the video. So I do recommend horizontal for a lot of things. And then face your light source and then hold your head just a little bit up, because then your shoulders often go back. Yeah. And we get in that confident position, don't we?
Yeah,
sure. You can convey a lot of that in a video. And then lastly, make sure that you look into your camera. It's like you're making eye contact with somebody instead of looking off into the corner. Or even if you're on your laptop, like if you're using your Zoom to screen capture, look into your camera, because if you're looking down, it just looks like people are avoiding eye contact. So make that eye contact with the camera, then you're engaging with your people and you're having a conversation.
It is. That's a great tip, because so many people, myself included, when we're doing Zooms, looking at the person and sometimes that's all right, but also you realize you're looking down and it's not. So that's an awesome tip. And the fact that idea of using video every day, having your phone out, going to places, supporting restaurants or wherever, especially local businesses. So.
Yeah.
And that's what's awesome. So, wow, this has been great. We still got a little bit of time. How old is your daughter now?
She's 17. She's going to be a senior this next year.
Yeah.
Wow. Hopefully she'll get to go to school and have all the stuff that senior people get to do, because this year's seniors, I think, got ripped off.
Oh, thank you she's not here, because I would say thanks for bringing that up. She doesn't drive through graduation. She wants to go back to full-time school. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I do know that she has been working really hard, especially in the last several years, but throughout her educational career, to do her best in school. So this is her last year, and I want it to be something really special for her. So she's just an awesome kid.
Does she help you with the videos?
She does. She does. She doesn't always love it, but she does it with a happy heart. So I'm so blessed to have her as my kid, because she's been so supportive over the years. Her support is really what keeps me driving. So she helps me with my videos. She's helped me with the food blog. And, sometimes I practice and she's doing something and she lets me video her. And I can kind of tell she doesn't really want me to, but she does it cheerfully. So she's a great kid. I am so blessed to have her.
Yeah, getting them to do work sometimes is always kind of a challenge.
Exactly.
Thank goodness she's an easy one for that, because I just have to ask and she'll do it whether she wants to or not. She'll do it happily. So I'm so grateful. Yeah.
Right on. Right on. Well, this has been great, and gosh, I can't wait to see you on Tuesday again. So,
Yay. Well,
all
thank
right.
you for having me, you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Dionne. It's nice to have you on here and to shoot this video. And anyway,
podcast.
On podcast, but talking with Dionne Baldwin of Devoted to Video.
All right.
And,
all right. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.